Now, in the past 2 days, we've had earnings from some of the big retail names. And TJX, the parent company of TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls, and HomeSense, they actually saw a 13% rise in sales during the holiday quarter. And they're doing great compared to some of the other big name retailers. And because a lot of their stores are discount stores, people are flocking to those discount stores to get those good deals, similar to the popularity of the dollar stores. Now, Best Buy, Bath and Body Works, and Advanced Auto Parts, they also had their earnings, and their guidance was pretty lackluster. All three of those retailers are forecasting slower sales for the remainder of this year, and that's a trend I'm seeing all across retail. So the consumer is slowly grinding down. Now, AT&T and Verizon came out with news yesterday that they're going to be hiking some monthly phone plans beginning this week. And those costs are going to range about $4 or $5. And it's little things like this, a little bite here, a little bite there. And before you know it, you have a big chunk of your behind that's been eaten. And that's what I'm seeing happening all around. We're seeing these little bites of inflation. And I'm not so sure how much the consumer can continue to weather this. Now, Congress has passed a temporary spending bill. So for right now, it looks like the government shutdown is off the table. But this type of thing is becoming more frequent. And like I said, it becomes a disruption. So I'll give an example. And you might have a business that might be considering doing some work for the government, but they don't know whether the government is going to get shut down. They don't know whether they're going to have to lay off employees in a week or two. And that type of disruption, that type of uncertainty, it just causes problems. And it just seems to be becoming more frequent nowadays. Now, Bank of America came out with a rate cut forecast today, and they're expecting the Fed to cut 3 times this year, and 25 basis points each. And they believe that the Fed is going to begin in June, then they'll cut again in September, and then they'll cut in December. And we'll see if they're right. Again, my thinking is oil is not going to allow these guys to cut rates. But with the way the Fed operates, whether the real inflation is moving higher or not, they're going to tell the people that inflation is going down. And you'll be paying $4 and $5 a gallon filling up your vehicle. And at the same time, they'll be telling you there is no inflation. Now, with Capital One acquiring Discover, you're going to see a lot of credit limits cut. From my experience, Capital One has become more stingier throughout the years on how high they allow their credit limits to be. And that's a bit different with Discover. It seems Discover will give high credit limits. And when these guys consolidate, you're going to see a lot of people's credit limit get cut. And for a lot of people, that's not going to be good, because that's going to bring down that credit utilization rate. And at the same time, you're going to have many people scrambling around trying to figure out what bills they can put on what card. Because if you have a credit limit with Discover that might be $15,000, I can almost guarantee you that's going to be cut in half when Capital One acquires them. Now, consumer confidence is down for the first time since November. And guess what? That's going to go lower, folks, because as these announced job layoffs get going and people finally get that pink slip, their confidence, their economic confidence is going to go in the dumpster. And we're already seeing slowing sales from retailers. And that's probably going to pick up as we're going to see even more people hit that unemployment line. So consumer confidence, that's going to stay in the trash, I think, for the remainder of this year. Now, the layoffs continue, folks, and it's not stopping. Regardless of these great good field economic numbers they're giving out, these job cuts ain't stopping. And as I've said, if this keeps up, you're going to have half of the country out of work. Now, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.